Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the CCA League Season 4. It is week 4 now, and it is starting to kind of get hot in here. I mean, the playoff race is spicing up, and I am excited to kick off a weekend of collegiate Splatoon. I am DRF, joined by the one and only Mewtwo, and we have a fantastic matchup lined up for you all today as part of this CCA doubleheader.
Indeed, tonight we have the Goomies from Virginia Commonwealth University facing the Wildcat Esports, the Wildcat Empire of SUNY Polytech Institute. Right now, the Goomies is looking at a solid 2-1 record right now, trying to make it a 3-1 to essentially secure their place in playoffs, while the Wildcat Empire is currently trying to find their first win of the season, hopefully knocking off Goomies and hopefully hindering their chances of making playoffs.
For sure. Well, we're going to go ahead and dive right on into game number 1. We are going to pray that my capture card makes it through, but all the pre-stream stuff looked fine. It's looking like it's going to start to be a little bit questionable already, so I really don't know what is up with that, but we're going to make through the best that we can here today once again, folks. And diving right into game number 1, tower control on ship shape. Mewtwo, take a look at these comps. What are you noticing?
Oh yeah, I'm noticing a lot of very long range on both of these sides. Makes sense because ship shape is a very long map, and one goes down already. It looks like the Tri-Slosher does go down on side of Goomies. 2 go down on side of Goomies, and it looks like Wildcat Empire is trying to take an early lead, hopping on the tower. And it's the machine who's hopping on the tower, but he gets off. They're probably just farming for specials. Now the ballpoint finds one, trying to snuff out this machine by using this jetpack. He finds another. What a great direct!
Ooh, a beautiful shot there. And this is going to allow Goomies to get off to a really quick start here. We do have the colors flipped, so I will fix that momentarily. But they already threw checkpoint 1 Mewtwo. It's looking like, Goomies are in a really good spot to get things started.
Oh yeah, definitely. My apologies. It looks like Goomies is definitely still keeping up this momentum. 3 down on the side of the WCE. Looks like the ballpoint on tower already having another inkjet ready and ripping it off right now. 2 go down on the side of Goomies on WCE. That's not what you'd like to see, though. 2 go down on the side of Goomies, but they're still riding the tower. Wildcat Empire needs to stop the tower before they knock it out, but they can't. Goomies takes game 1 in a pretty dominant fashion.
That was fast. I mean, I don't even know if Wildcat Empire realizes what hit them on that one. A very strong push out of Goomies to get things kicked off in this set. And I love the coordinated poses there. Always gotta love that.
Yeah, it makes me really wish that we could coordinate those emotes and banners, right, David?
Maybe. Maybe one day, Mew. Maybe one day.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, the playoff arms race for Division 4 Group 3 is not really set in stone just yet, At the top, you have UCSD Esports Navy, currently sitting at 3-0, but then second place, you have Goomies, 2-1. So even though they haven't secured their playoff spot just yet, there can be some variables that may influence whether or not they get into playoffs. I think definitely that with their performance and the way that they just kind of swept each of their weeks 1 through 3 with a 4-0 victory, I think it really just shows that Goomies is not playing around, and I really think that they are currently on a really good hot streak, and I think Wildcat Empire might just get dried out from the amount of heat that the Goomies is working off of right now.
For sure. Alright, double checking with these teams to make sure that they are gonna keep moving along here. Yeah, it looks like they're just checking, make sure that there's no subs to be had during this set, and I'm assuming not, just based on the ongoing conversations on the side there. So we're gonna dive right on into game number 2, which will be Rainmaker on Inkblot Art Academy. And Mewtwo, this is a very unconventional map mode. We don't really see this one come up very often, but I feel like from Splatoon 2 to Splatoon 3, there have been some notable improvements here, but, we still don't really see this one quite often.
Yeah, I mean, for Inkblot, you usually see something, top players really prefer tower control on Inkblot Art Academy. But I think Rainmaker is very interesting. I think from the transition from Splatoon 2 to 3, that there were some definite changes, like the ink rail that an enemy team can use to get up into the bats, and the little movement options that were given to us in the squid roll allows you to really get onto their plat much easier from the pedestal without really having to take the uninkable ramp. So I'm very excited to see the kind of adjustments that Wildcat Empire makes. I think definitely an adjustment that they can make is use Trizuka, but then again, that's an improvement that any of the both of these teams can make. But yeah, I mean, I just think that I think Wildcat Empire just got caught off guard that first game. I think maybe they're just like starting to wake up now and hopefully starting to you know, give us a bit more.
For sure. I mean, it's definitely can be a little bit, jarring. Diving right into your first game of the set and just getting, hit like that. But they are going to have to pick up the pieces here, see what they can do to get themselves right back into this one. So let's dive right into game number 2, taking a look at these comps once again. Looks like a couple adjustments on either side. I'm seeing a heavy edit, a stringer, a couple of interesting choices here, Mewtwo.
Very interesting, if I may say so. And I think both teams really have a lot of paint output. I definitely think that Goomies might have a lot more. And one goes down already on the side of Wildcat Empire. Goomies is just, like always, just being so aggressive to go down on the side of Wildcat Empire. And Goomies is just grabbing it. They're just running. The stringer can't really stop them currently. But they do go down to that bucket. What a great trade. It delays the push that the Goomies are trying to make, but it doesn't really delay them for long, considering that the Wildcat Emperor just got wiped. The Goomies broke through the checkpoint, and it looks like they aren't going to stop just there.
No, this push is gonna keep going, and they're gonna find 3 down yet again. And Goomies with the wipeout. They're gonna try to push through. That missed there, and they will once again knock out. Very quick here. 2 games already down, and Mewtwo, this set has been going on for maybe 5 minutes.
Wow. I think... Yeah, no, Goomies getting all of those 4-0s from the past 3 weeks really just shows that it wasn't like some sort of fluke that has happened. And it just shows like the teamwork of Goomies, and it really just shows how much practice they put in as a team. We see that team coordination, we see team fights, and I think they've been really honing their individual skill as well. We see with all of those fights at the start, I think it was just like one player finding the pick, and then once they find that pick, and then the rest of the team just kind of collapses on the rest of the 3 members of the Wildcat Empire. But now we're heading into Clan Blitz Museum. I think obviously Clan Blitz is a much harder mode in general to get a knockout on. But I don't think Goomies really cares. We've seen their performance. I think they're just willing to push through no matter what. I think we might see the fastest Clan Blitz knockout in CCA history with how this set is going.
Well, on the contrary, Mewtwo, it is Clan Blitz Museum. This is probably the slowest map for Clan Blitz that there is in this game. So it will be very impressive if Goomies are able to make this the fastest knockout that we've seen in CCA this season, particularly given the map. Now, I think that because we're headed to Museum, this is actually going to give Wildcat Empire an opportunity here to really, I guess, find their footing a little bit more. Because that's definitely what they've been struggling with here. It's just the openings are not going their way. They're getting into a very quick stagger that Goomies are able to just punish and get those quick knockouts. But because it is so much harder on this particular map mode, this could be their opportunity to force Goomies into playing a little bit slower, and hopefully they can take advantage of that to bring themselves back into this set.
Oh yeah, definitely. On the side of Goomies, we see a Forge Pro, and Wildcat Empire is matching that. And it appears that the Wildcat Empire doesn't have a Tacticooler, but the Goomies do. So I think Tacticooler allows the Goomies to play more aggressive, and one already goes down inside the Wildcat Empire. I don't really think that flank was a very necessary one, considering that the flank can be easily telegraphed. Look at this Hydra on the side of Wildcat Empire. He's pushing in, he pushed the Tri-Slosher, and he got him! And he's already taking top mid, but unless this one person stops him in mid, I don't think he will, and he's retreating back to the plat because of those Tena missiles.
Oh, the Hydra doing a great job here of at least just trying to hold some ground. And I really feel like this will be kind of key for Wildcat Empire is they have to run through this backline here. Already, though, kind of finding themselves in a bad position as this is going to be 2 power clams in. The first one gets dunked. The second one, Rare gonna barely miss that one. That was so close. That was gonna be a 2 power clam push, but not gonna be the case. A great stop by Wildcat Empire, and this map mode is already doing them a lot more favors.
Yep. So I'm a liar when I said that this might be the fastest KO, and already 2 are down, 3 are down on the side of Wildcat Empire, 2 are down on the side of Goomies, and it's a wipeout on the side of the Wildcat Empire Goomies. We see the Tri-Slaughterer just pushing their base. He wants to find this Forge, and he gets him. He's not even close to his coolers. He's just playing really aggressive, but he does go down to the Hydra. I think aggression does pay a price, and when you're facing a Hydra from that distance, there's really not much you could do at that point.
Yeah, I love the aggression, though, out of Goomies. Just trying to, you know, get into the enemy base, make them just have to kind of frantically try to get you out of there. And so far, it is working. You know, constantly finding numbers advantages to work with. But Wildcat Empire getting a couple of nice picks here. We're punishing some questionable jumps there. And now this could be the opportunity to push up. They have to capitalize right here while they have the numbers advantage. Gonna try to pop this 3-up bomb onto flat. See if they can pick off anybody else. No, not gonna be the case. And now Wildcat Empire back in the driver's seat. 16 clams in their possession and numbers and 3 different specials as well. Trading Booyah after Booyah now. Ultimately gonna force this pro into having to jump on out. But my goodness, what a chaotic minute here that we have between these two teams.
Yeah, once again a reset back to neutral, but it looks like it's not going to be in neutral any longer. We see the ballpoint find 1 with its jetpack, 3 go down on the side of Wildcat Empire, and because they don't have a tactical or compared to Goomies, that their respawn time will always be longer than Goomies. So we see 21 clams on the side of Goomies being accumulated, but 2 go down on the side of Goomies, but 1 goes down on the side of Wildcat Empire. And here we see this ballpoint just still holding his ground in mid along with, who is that? I think that's the Forge. And they're not afraid of Wildcat Empire. In fact, they're encouraging them to hold on to them. Oh my lord!
Wow. Yeah, it is an absolute bloodbath. And I mean, with 24 clams in their possession, Goomies are in a great spot right now. 3 power clams. If they could get all of these in the basket, that is going to be huge. But they're going to have to get through this sea of bombs in order to do so. All of Wildcat Empire back and trying to hold position now. The first power clam goes in. They're going to try to toss the second one in. They had 4 power clams here, so 2 will go in. No, the Booyah bomb is going to come up huge here. Are they going to be able to find any more? I think it is only those 2 power clams. It looks like the ballpoint's going to make a move here, but ultimately comes up short. So a 2 power clam push is what it is for the Goomies.
Right, we see the Dually Squelcher approaching very fast into mid, getting punished alongside that Forge Pro, and the Brush 3 go down outside of Wildcat Empire again. I don't really think that they are working together like Goomies are, and we see the Hydra being such a pain in the side of Goomies, constantly stopping their pushes. He might have found another one right there, but his teammates are back from the respawn, and we see the Forge once again on the far left side, trying to find a pick, trying to get in, but he can't. 2 go down on the side of Wildcat Empire. I feel like every 5 seconds I'm just constantly saying that, like 2 or 3 go down on the side of Wildcat Empire.
Yeah, that really seems like the case right now as Wildcat Empire once again pushed back into their base as Goomies scores, finding a power clam +3. Not gonna be able to get any more points on the board, but hey, that's been the name of the game for Goomies so far in this particular game, Clam Blitz Museum. It is much slower like we had anticipated, but they're continuing to chip away at the scoreboard, maintaining a lot of pressure and forcing Wildcat Empire to just have to play defensively the entire time. They will now get one last opportunity here to try and score in overtime, but with 2 members going down, it's not looking good for them as this Inkjet is going to force this Booyah out of the Hydra. Not going to be able to find anything. And oh, somebody from Goomy slipped through to score and overtime just like that. A sneaky play puts Goomies up 3-0.
Let me just check what time it is. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Ooh, wow. about 15 minutes. 3-0 on the side of Goomies. I definitely think one thing that I definitely noticed a lot more in this game was that sometimes when Wildcat Empire was going on the offensive, they usually just went in like alone. You know, there was usually one person on the right or like one person on the left, and they were able to, you know, like be picked off pretty easily. On the Goomies was able to pick them off easily, and I think definitely the one thing that I think Wildcat Empire needs to work on is definitely that team coordination, letting everyone know where you are going so you can have at least one person backing you up. But I definitely think the defense on the Wildcat Empire was just so good, mainly because of that Hydra. The Hydra just sits on their plat by the basket, and then whenever they see someone try to push the basket, he just unloads on like all over them. You know, it was very impressive to constantly see Magna on that Hydra just run through Goomies like a hot knife through butter. But right now, Splat Zone's on Flounder Heights. I don't really think Hydra will be the play here.
Yeah, it's gonna be a bit hard to keep the Hydra out. I do agree Magna was doing a fantastic job there of anchoring that defensive effort, but they need to find a way to convert this defense into offense. That's what's been really lacking for them in this set so far. But, you know, and with Splat Zone's Flounder, they're gonna have to be careful with the opening, because an opening can decide the game. Because this is a lockout heavy map mode, it is definitely just a little bit tricky. You have to make sure you move fast, but you can't overextend, you can't feed. Because the minute that you find yourself going at 2 down even, like you don't even need to go 3 down or white. You can just go 2 down, and that can be enough for the other team to just push up and take complete control of your ramp and your attic. So we'll have to see what kind of goes down here. Yes, it looks like these teams are going to take a bit more of an aggro comp, but hopefully that's going to pay off. So let's take a look here as these teams rush on into mid. Goomies already claiming their zone. Wildcat Empire will do the same.
We already see the Tri-Slosher from the Wildcat Empire try to flank, but he gets snuffed out immediately. Immediately, it's a 3v4 turned into a 1v4. The Tri-Slosher's finally out of spawn, and he jumped in. I don't really think that was the right play, and now Goomies just has control immediately, as we've seen in every other game. It's always Goomies just being so aggressive. And we see the Brush trying to make a hero play of its own. It looks like they get snuffed out too. 2 go down on the side of Goomies. We see the Nautilus use that rain to force people off of that ramp on the side of Wildcat Empire. But the Inkjet Paperclip finds, I believe he finds 2. But Goomies had a cooler, so you can't really capitalize off of this.
Is this like an ultra flank here, or like what? Okay, no, I think, never mind. I thought Magna was coming all the way around. Okay, but never mind. So it's going to be Goomies that maintain control of these zones. Cooler is going to be coming out for Wildcat Empire. They're going to try to make a move with this. Slight numbers disadvantage. The second member's going to go down, and this is going to be a very difficult hold for them. They're going to have to come up big with a couple of picks, but no, it's a trade. And all these trades are definitely in favor of Goomies. So one last effort out of Wildcat Empire to try and neutralize these zones, extend this game a little bit. They will get the neutral. The Tri-Slosher doing the Slosher doing everything they can to pop these trip strikes. Hold on here, and yes, there's 2 down. If they can find a third player, they should be able to flip this zone. Yes, they do, but no, there's someone from behind. It's Fox. And this is probably going to be it, unless these jumps can come in clutch here. And that's a triple! Oh. My goodness, and that will go ahead and secure the knockout for Goomies right when Wildcat Empire thought they had a chance. A flank out of nowhere. Oh, devastation.
That's a heartbreaker. That is such a heartbreaker on the side of Wildcat Empire. You thought it was over, but then the Nautilus of all weapons. Oh, nice little fist bump. But the Nautilus of all weapons flanks around, gets a game-ending triple that was caught on stream. So that's a bit of an ego boost to the Nautilus right there. And as we see, Goomies are going to win 4-0, increasing their record to 3-1. Their playoff spot is becoming more and more secure as we speak. but I definitely think that they should not let off of this gas going into week 5.
Oh, most definitely. You know, they're in a really interesting group with UCSD Esports, Navy, and the Tentacoolers. You know, that's the top 3 as of right now that I think we're anticipating will be fighting for those 2 playoff spots. So Goomies now taking care of Wildcat Empire. Next week they will have C Sharp Major, who at least had swept Wetcott Empire previously, but also got swept by UCSD Sports Navy. You know, Goomies Navy had played, that went 4-1 in UCSD's favor. So Goomies should be the favorite going into that last match, and if they can pull that off, they should secure the playoffs with that 4-1, having previously beaten the Tentacoolers in week 1.
Yeah, I mean, besides losing to UCSD, they definitely have the head-to-head against Tentacoolers, and frankly, if they win against C Sharp Major, their playoff spot is secured. So, honestly, if you're Goomies, obviously your playoff spot is not yet secured because C Sharp Major can win this week and they can beat them next week. So I don't think you should be, shaking in your boots. I think you should be, relaxed, calm. You 4-0'd every other team that's not called UCSD Esports Navy in your group 4-0. I think that's something that you can commend yourselves for, and we can see why you guys are, really showing that, that second seed potential, for Div 4. And if this is how they're playing in groups, I am terrified to see the playoffs, man.
Yeah, Goomies is definitely, I believe, one of the favorites, even in fantasy. I think a lot of people were looking their way alongside PSU Nittany Lionfish. And they've been performing so far. So the playoff picture looking to be really fun in this division. Because you have UCSD, you have Penn State, you got the Splatlanders, who we had on the podcast yesterday, having a phenomenal run themselves. Nautical's in a playoff position. Vespa Enter Salmon from Virginia Tech. That should be a really interesting team as well, as they kind of boast a few players from VCU. I would certainly love to see a Virginia Tech Goomies matchup in those playoffs. But hey, it's all going to depend on where the pieces fall. So, and assuming that these teams make the playoffs. So a lot of ifs still, but the playoff picture is starting to become more and more clear with every set that is played.
Yeah. It's a shame that, both teams couldn't play all 7. It's a great tradition, but obviously players have lives outside of this game. So what are we gonna do now?
Well, we do have quite a bit of time to burn here, but luckily, I guess that will buy me some time to go and mess with the stream just a little bit, because I know that the footage has been just a tad shaky every time that I'm streaming. So I ran a test stream yesterday on my personal channel. Things ran fine. But I'm gonna go and mess with some things, because hopefully I have a solution. We will have to just wait and see. So I think, Mew, for now, this is it for us. We're gonna go ahead and take a bit of a break here, and we will circle back for the second set of our doubleheader, which will be at the top of the hour. It will be a Division, I want to say Division 3 matchup, was it? No, sorry, Div 2 matchup between Coastal Squid Surf and the Squids from Coastal Carolina University taking on the University of Wisconsin Whitewater. So should be a fun one as Coastal Squid Surf continues their dominant run since Riptide, hoping to take that Division 2 crown. The Squids looking to get themselves in that playoff picture. So should be a fun one up ahead. Mewtwo, let's go ahead and sign off for now. Go ahead and plug yourself. Where can people of our chat find you?
You can find me on Twitter at DARealMewtwo, but I don't really post there, so you can follow the team Twitter where I post much more on at Best SPL Map Mode. I occasionally make some tweets there, but and yeah, you are definitely gonna know that I'm the one making it if you know me.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, David, where can the lovely people find you?
Well, you can find me at Twitter, on Twitter at DRF_Splatoon, and on Twitch Triton DRF. But per usual, you can find me right here at the CCA, running production and all things collegiate Splatoon. With that said, folks, we're gonna go ahead and take an extended break here. And we will be back with a Division 2 matchup at the other side of this break. We're going to go ahead and end the stream while I kind of get things fixed up, and we will restart the stream as we approach the hour, so be sure to hit the follow button if you would like that stream notification once we are live again. Stay tuned, you won't want to miss it.